Political parties are divided over whether the Israeli embassy in South Africa should be closed, and the matter will be put to a vote next week. Earlier today, the EFF led a motion in Parliament to have diplomatic ties with Tel Aviv terminated in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Newzroom Afrika's Ziyanda Ngcobo reports.
The line has been drawn in the sand. The EFF-led debate over whether the Israeli embassy in Pretoria should be closed has sparked a fierce exchange of views about the morality of South Africa's international relations.
We therefore call on all of the world to isolate Israel through boycott, disinvestment, sanctions until they end their military occupation and allow Palestinian refugees in surrounding countries like Lebanon, Syria, the right of return. We call on the Ramaphosa ANC government to shut down the Israeli embassy in Pretoria and end diplomatic relations with that brutal apartheid Israel regime.
The ANC says it supports the EFF's stance in general, but that further discussion and amendments to the motion are likely when the party meets before next week.
Our government is in discussion with the matter of closing the Israel embassy in Pretoria, and we need to take into consideration that it may affect our diplomatic presence in Palestine. The demands from South Africans for the closure of the Israel embassy in Pretoria have merit, and the government is engaging all relevant stakeholders regarding our diplomatic relations with Israel, given the war crime and genocide we are witnessing in Gaza.
But the DA has called the EFF and ANC hypocrites for their stance, pointing at war crimes involving women and children in Sudan as an example of political parties flip-flopping.
It is vital for South Africa to retain diplomatic channels with both Israel and the Palestinian Authority. The ANC's decision to withdraw diplomats from Tel Aviv and the EF's proposed expulsion of the Israeli ambassador will diminish our country's ability to demand accountability in the region and to influence a swift and peaceful resolution to this war. Sadly, honourable members, in the face of this brutal war, the political opportunism on display by both the ANC and the EFF is indicative of their inherent moral bankruptcy. Having failed to build a prosperous South Africa, these parties must now look for any opportunity to deepen division from which they can score cheap political points. This is why when the ANC and their proxies look to Gaza, they do not see human tragedy. Rather, they see political opportunity.
The African Christian Democratic Party has also rejected the EFF's motion.
The ACDP totally rejects this dangerous motion because it is full of lies, inaccuracies, and deceptions. To label Israel as an apartheid state is a lie that was coined by haters of Israel. Furthermore, to insinuate that Israel does not own land they are living on is another lie that the ACDP rejects. It is only the enemies of Israel, the ignorant, and the people who are allergic to truth who stubbornly refuse to accept the fact that the land the Israelis are living on was given by God to Abraham and his descendants long before the existence of Christianity and Islam. The ACDP rejects the EFF's call to government to close the Israeli embassy in South Africa and suspend all diplomatic relations with Israel. The EFF is ignorant of the fact that South Africa needs Israel much more than Israel needs South Africa. The EFF and the ANC must stop being hypocrites and accept the fact that South Africa has many needs and Israel has the expertise to meet them in areas such as healthcare, innovation, technology, agriculture, and economic growth.
Some of the political party submissions sparked an exchange of words.
Those who support the genocide in Palestine, like the DA and Action SA and the ACDP, they behave like vampires and not human beings. I don't know what scriptures they need.
Parliament is expected to vote on whether to close the Israeli embassy next week. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Johannesburg.